Today, we're going to be covering my top 5 favorite boats that I have covered through my boat walkthrough videos this year. Let's jump right into it. First up, the Caymas 291 revealed at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. Today, we are at the Caymas booth taking a look at their all-new 291 center console. This is a perfect hybrid between inshore and offshore fishing, an absolutely beautiful boat. Come on aboard and take a look. Now the first thing you're probably going to notice is the really wide beam at the bow of the boat over here. Now this 28.6 technically center console here has a 9.6 beam, and it really shows in the bow of the boat. Look at all the room you have for all your family, friends, or fishing activity up here. This is an absolutely amazing start to the boat. Now we have some beautiful U-shaped forward seating over here that is going to be very comfortable. You have a nice low profile bow rail here as well, so when the seas get rough you can hold on to it nice and comfortably. They have a nice brown finish to their upholstery here. It feels like very good quality. If you actually take a look right over here on the back of the headrest, you're gonna have a nice teak finish that they're gonna be carrying throughout the entire boat that really complements the color of the boat and the upholstery very nicely. And these backrests are gonna be very comfortable for your passengers that are going to want a forward-facing seating experience when you're riding along on this beautiful 29 Caymas. And in addition to the seats here, we're gonna have a little bit of under-seat storage on both the port and starboard side of the boat. You see a very big area wraps around to the front over there as well, so you have plenty of room to store all your life jackets, dock lines, bumpers, any of that kind of stuff you might want to be storing under your forward seating here. In the bow of the boat here, we do have one in-floor well, which is going to be quite large. Looks like that would be a good little fish well, probably store some fish in there, or like I said, maybe bumpers, life jackets, any of that kind of stuff. Dry storage for the day. Now, one of my favorite things to see on any center consoles nowadays is the addition of coffin box lounge seating over here. So not only are you going to have a really comfortable seat that fits 2 people on here, you're also going to have a ton of storage underneath. I mean, look at the size of that hatch. Now, just between this storage compartment here, the in-floor one we just showed you guys, and the one that is underneath the forward seating, that is pretty much all the storage you would actually even need in this boat to begin with, and we have even more coming. So I love to see the addition of these coffin box on more and more center consoles nowadays. And like I said, you can fit 2 people here very comfortably. It's molded to the shape of your body. You got armrest, you have a cup holder right here on the side, a little handrail, you got rod holders here as well. I mean, this is just a great addition, and you still have plenty of room in the bow to walk around. So I love to see these coffin box lounge seatings on center consoles. Hope to see more manufacturers doing this soon. Now let's go take a look at the Helm Station. Look at this absolutely beautiful finish on our seating we have here. Very high quality Helm seat here. Remember that teak finish I was telling you guys about? They carried it throughout to our Helm seat. It looks absolutely amazing, matched with the brown upholstery. This is really impressive. So let's just talk about the teak finish carried through the console too here as well. You're gonna have your Mercury display, you're gonna have trim tabs, your Mercury controls, you're gonna have a very nice panel with all of your switches are gonna glow, including your lights, you got your bilge pumps, freshwater, saltwater lockdown, all that kind of good stuff, matched with twin Garmin screens over here. These are big old Garmin screens, you're gonna be able to see plenty when you're out there fishing. So one thing I want to point out was honestly one of the first thing I noticed when I hopped on this 291 Caymas here was the thickness of this helm pad. This is crazy. So it goes that far on my fingers there. That is how thick this helm pad is. And when you step on it, you can see it squishes down really like a lot. Like you're really gonna feel that shock absorber when you are out there on the water. That is something I've honestly never seen on another boat. Hope to see it on more, because this is gonna be a game changer in rough seas. Now while we're down here and we're just showing off the incredible helm seating, helm area here for your captain on the boat, you're also gonna have electronically controlled seating. So we have a forward and backwards button. I mean, how cool is that? And if that's not cool enough for you, the port seat and the starboard seat are controlled individually. So your person on the starboard side wants to sit a little bit further back and you want to be closer, you can do that. So this portion of the boat here in the stern is gonna really remind me of their hybrid boats, and something I loved about the Camus boats so much. You're gonna have a nice big deck over here for lots of fishing needs. You're gonna be able to cast, throw casting nets and everything. You're also gonna have a folding seat over here, which is gonna be really comfortable for all your guests. Sit on here, you could probably fit 2 people very comfortably if they wanna have some forward-facing stern seating, but it folds right up really easily. You're gonna have cup holders on the port and starboard side. In addition to this, on this huge casting platform back here, we're gonna have 2 huge live wells. So come take a look, get a nice close look on that one. We're gonna have an identical one on the port side of the boat, but this live well is massive, which just proves time and time again that Camus makes an absolutely beautiful fishing boat. They really keep the fishermen in mind. They got a nice frigid cooler, big live well options. I mean, that's exactly what you want to see here on your fishing center console. Now to cap off this boat here, you're going to have twin Mercury 300s with power poles in the back, and these Mercury 300s are going to be on jack plates here. So you're still going to be able to run in skinny water. Really nice feature, and you're going to be able to go plenty fast with these Mercury 300s. What an absolutely beautiful boat. Those teak finishes really caught my eye and made it stand out from the other boats in the boat show. Awesome features like that really thick helm pad, and you gotta love those big fishing platforms in the stern of those Camus boats. Next up at number 4, we're gonna have the 291 FS by Key West at the Palm Beach International Boat Show. Today we are aboard the beautiful all-new Key West 29-foot center console. Guys, this is one of the most innovative new boats here at the Palm Beach Boat Show. Let's show you guys around. Now the first thing you're going to be able to notice here is this very uniquely shaped forward-facing seating. I can't even call this a U-shape like I normally do in the center consoles. This is kind of more of like a, I don't know, an A shape. I'm not really sure how to describe this, but it's a very interesting setup here. You can see on the starboard and port side of the boat over here, we have some angled into forward-facing seating. It's molded into the hull here, so you can see we can kind of sit down over here. And it kind of just fits your body right into this molded seating, which is really comfortable if you have some guests who want to be facing forward while we're running over here. They want to pay attention to all the waves that are coming up and everything. In addition, you can also see we have some rear-facing seating up here in the front, which is all really good upholstery quality. It looks very comfortable for your back, nicely curved in, so it'll kind of fit you right in there and you're not going to go anywhere. And now we're going to go ahead and check out the forward-facing seating here against the console that we have. And you guys take a look at these console. Look at these seats and everything like that. I mean, they're just super nice, partially wet still, but super nice seats. They're huge, they're like oversized seats, and you can kind of see just like their attention to detail with everything. It just looks very comfortable. This actually looks like it might even slide out. Okay, while I was filming that, I just noticed something different that I've never seen on any other boat, honestly, here at any of the boat shows. So this, like I said, it was actually moving a little. You actually pull it, you slide it out, and now it becomes a longer leg rest, so you could sit down and lounge your feet out even further. Beautiful job by Key West. This is the kind of innovative features we look for here at the boat show that just is super impressive. And like I said, look at the quality of these seats. They're super big, oversized seats. You have very nice armrest on here, very nice, good upholstery quality. We even have some storage underneath. Go ahead and lift these up. Some very nice storage underneath. This could be a big well. Perfect to load down with some ice for your day at the sandbar with your family and friends. Throw the sandwiches, the drinks, the waters, all that kind of good stuff right under here. Guys, this is one of the most impressive forward-facing seatings that I've seen on any center console at any boat show. Big kudos to Key West on this one. You can even see on the side underneath the side gunnels down here, we're gonna have a little cup holder over here along with a little cubby. Now we're gonna have, I think, 4 of these total on this boat. We're gonna have one right here, the same spot on the starboard side of the boat, right behind the camera towards the stern. There's gonna be another. The Helm Station of the 29-foot Key West does not disappoint like the rest of the boat. So first off, we're going to have an acrylic windshield that's going to wrap around our T-top over here. We're gonna have a nice little foam padded area above our center console over here where we'll be able to put our phones. It'll stay protected. There's even a little cutout up here for this. Also, in addition, there's also going to be a lip over here, so your phone really, or keys, wallet, any of that kind of stuff really cannot slide out. On top of the T-top up here, we're going to have some storage. I'm going to open up this box. Nicely actually finished. A lot of times you see these boxes and they're going to be unfinished boxes. These are finished very nicely, very nice quality. This one's going to be more for storage, maybe throw your title, registration, insurance, any of that kind of stuff over here. They have exactly what I would have put in here, your VHF radio. Right up here looks like you have some spreader lights and accessories that you can control from over here. And we can see we have 2 beautiful Garmin displays along with our Fusion radio control. Our Yamaha gauge, so we could take a look at what those beautiful Yamaha outboards are doing back there. We're gonna have all of our switches very easily accessible, very front and center here on the console. You're gonna have all your switches for all of your accessories, including your lights, bilge pumps, and freshwater washdowns, saltwater washdowns, accessories, all that kind of stuff centrally located on the console here. Moving on to our helm seating over here. This is extremely important because you gotta be comfortable when you're over here driving the boat. So you can see we're gonna have 2 helm seats. This is kind of gonna be like a bench captain hybrid, kind of, sorta. It's kind of made their own thing here, as everything they did with this Key West. Innovative, I definitely commend them for that. First off, we're gonna have some armrests here on the port and starboard side of the boat. Very cushiony, very good upholstery quality as throughout the entire boat. We're gonna have the ability to sit down and drive here, like so, if you prefer this way to relax. Although I will say, sitting down in this console, I'm, like I said, 5'10". This is exactly at my eye level, to be honest. I cannot see the bow of the boat from right here. If I sit up a little straighter, no, I still can't even see the bow of the boat. So to me, this is definitely not gonna be a boat you're gonna wanna drive sitting down safely. So I'm gonna go ahead and prefer to stand up. We're gonna go ahead and switch the seat back, lean up against it. That's okay, perfectly comfortable. Now we can see the bow of the boat beautifully. Like I said, this is how I prefer to drive anyway, and it is still very comfortable to drive like this. We are gonna have looks like 4 rod holders up here, 5 rod holders there on the top of the T-top. We'll look a little further down. Looks like we're gonna have 4 cup holders over here for our captain and the mate on the helm station back here. Now this was one of those features here where I was just blown away off camera just taking a look at the boat. Something I didn't notice the first go around. So we have our rear facing seating over here, which is very important. Me and Senior Salty were just fishing the other day and I was saying how nice it would have been to have some rear facing seating at that moment, but we'll go ahead, take a seat in it. Very, very comfortable, very great upholstery quality as always. Gives you a very nice view of the whole stern of the boat. That way, if you need extra seating, that's okay, but you can also keep an eye on your rods. We have some rod holders over here in the back, so that way if you're trolling, you can take a look at your baits, anything you like. Now that is not the feature that got me. This is great and all, but we will go ahead and I noticed 2 latches over here, and wait till you see what is behind those latches. Now when I say this boat is full of surprises, I am really not exaggerating. Look at the size of this tackle station on a 29-foot center console. This is easily one of the largest tackle stations I've ever seen. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tackle boxes on one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tackle boxes on the port side there. 12 tackle boxes total. 2 of those are going to be big. 4 of those are going to be smaller tackle boxes. But tell me guys, where have you ever seen on a 29-foot center console 12 tackle box storage? In this one alone, we have 4 more underneath the helm station as well. That is a lot of tackle boxes. In the middle, you're also gonna have some drawers that are gonna pull out. Like I said, perfect for all of your commonly used stuff. It does look like this boat is going to be equipped with dual live wells here as well. Very nicely engraved with the Key West logo. Those are some huge live wells. Like I said, this is on the starboard side of the boat. We'll take a look on the port side as well. We have the identical live well, but we'll show you guys anyway. Here we are. Very, very nice. And then finally here, our forward-facing stern seating. You can see Key West continued on their beautiful design from the front of the boat. Nicely molded in seats, so we can go ahead, sit down right over here very comfortably. Our back kind of just very nicely sits on here. And it's gonna be Yamaha 300 V6s. Absolutely a lot of power that this boat is gonna have. You can actually see the Seakeeper ride system over here. Not only is this boat loaded with tons of great features, this boat also just looks great. Take a look, the boat has a very nice flare in the front. Nice little plow anchor up there. I'm loving the black and gray color scheme they have going on here with a little bit of tan accents on the upholstery. An absolutely beautiful new model here at the Palm Beach Boat Show. What an absolutely innovative boat. This boat really caught my eye just because of all those features that they slammed pack into a 29-foot boat. I mean, absolutely awesome, especially that tackle station. Oh, I still have not found a boat with a tackle station like that 29 by Key West, so absolutely awesome boat, very, very well-rounded. Next up, at number 3, we're gonna have the 27 Offshore by Young Boats. Today we are at the Young booth checking out their 27-foot offshore fishing center console. This boat is going to be made for the fishermen, very customizable, beautiful, high quality boat. Hop on aboard and come take a look. Starting with the bow, we have this big old forward seating section over here, a nice U-shaped seating, which is actually fully customizable. So they told me a lot of their charter fishermen choose to completely get rid of this U-shaped seating, which makes sense, more room for fishing, but it is really cool that you have an option to take out this forward seating if it's something you don't like on these boats. Now in the bow, we are gonna have one in-floor hatch. Gonna be a nice big insulated fish box over here. You even have the cutout for a 5-gallon bucket, so in case you want to throw some leads or anything like that in a bucket and don't want them sliding around everywhere, that is perfect for it. But personally, I'd be loading down this with some ice and throwing all those fish in there. This isn't going to be a super long, actually it goes about to where I'm standing, so you'd be able to fit some mahi and stuff like that. Nothing huge in length, but perfect to load down with some mangrove snappers, some mutton snappers, lean snappers, all that kind of stuff. Nice fish box here on this 27 Young. Moving on to our forward-facing bow seating, we're gonna have some nice seating, pretty basic, no armrest and everything. Probably an option if you wanted to as well. Looks like you can fit 2 people pretty comfortably here. And as a little bonus underneath, we're gonna have a nice insulated box, which personally I would probably be loading that down with the ice for the drinks and sandwiches and everything for the day, since it isn't the biggest. You don't need that much room unless it is just pure fun day on the water, then we're not fitting all the drinks in there for the day. And take a look at that wiring. This is how you know that you're buying a well-made boat, is by checking out that wiring job. Look at that, properly labeled, everything looks good. Very awesome to see on this 27 Young offshore fishing center console. On to my favorite part of any boat, the Helm Station. And let me tell you, this one really feels like you're in like the cockpit of a airplane or something. I don't know, there's just a feeling of it that feels really nice. So we're gonna have up on top of our console, really slanted down so that if you put anything up here, it's not gonna fall out of the boat, but they got the little spaces to put your phone, which you guys know I appreciate any boats nowadays. But it looks really good, and they did tell me this is actually the first boat where they're introducing the triple panel windshield, which they did an amazing job with. It looks really good, but we're gonna have a really cool recessed electronics in here. We got dual SIM rads. We have this whole black and white vibe going on here with the nice little black accents for the leg sets and the steering wheel and everything. Looks like we're gonna have a control for our jack plate over here in case we wanna run into some skinnier water, which is really convenient to have right at the steering wheel. Overall, a really clean helm. All of our switches down here right by your legs, nice and easily accessible. You can still see them. Overall, a really cool, slick, very comfortable Helm Station. I think this is what's really contributing to this cockpit really tight airplane feel, is this really awesome bench stash captain style seating that they have going on here for the Helm. I mean, look at this, really cool, kind of encloses you right into the seating. I mean, let's hop right up here. It is super comfortable and honestly not a seating option I've seen on a lot of boats, at least this umbrella option, so that's really cool. Like I say, you can fold it up, feel like stand up and driving. I mean, it doesn't really get more comfortable than that. You really feel like you're locked into this boat. Well, if you want rod holders on your boat, Young definitely provides that. Right on the back here, behind the Helm seating, we have 16 rod holders. We got 5 on the right side, 5 on the left, 2 and 2, and then 1 and 1. They even threw in a couple cup holders here for you as well, keeping with this nice matte black look to make it really sleek, really clean finish. And you might see in the back here, we're gonna have our ladder to get up to our second station up there at the top. Now in the stern area, we're gonna have this big old lounge seating option, which is gonna be perfect for those boating days with the family, but this could turn into the ultimate fishing area very quickly. So, both of these backrests are removable. They're sitting in rod holders, which looks like we have 6 rod holders going along the transom of the boat over here. These cushions are all going to flip off, and they actually kind of, if you want to use it while you're fishing, look at that. You can flip them right around. These are going to be awesome. 2 giant live wells back here. Take a look at the size of these live wells. Huge. And look at these awesome feature they included on the lid. They're gonna have a little holder for your nets, which is so cool to see because anybody that fishes know that these nets just end up all around the boats. They don't know what to do with them. They even have a little mini net for the smaller live well. Really big props to Young. That is the kind of accessories that really set your boat apart from other manufacturers. Now this 27 Young offshore center console is going to be equipped with twin Yamaha 300s that are going to be on jack plates like I mentioned earlier, which allows the motors to raise up and down, which allows you to run in a little bit skinnier of water if that's something you're interested in. This is also going to be equipped with a single power pole over there. So now this boat just felt like it was built to fish. I mean, from the awesome innovative features like having your bait well nets inside the live well to the really cool light set on this boat, it really caught my attention as a really awesome offshore fishing boat. Next up, at number 2, we're gonna have the Cobia 265 Open at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. Today we are at the Cobia booth taking a look at their all-new 265 center console here. This is a great family-friendly fishing boat for a great price. Hop on aboard, let's take a look. Now starting off with our forward-facing U-shaped seating, you can see very comfortable. There is going to be a little space for some storage, I guess, underneath where my legs are. I'm assuming this whole entire front section can actually come out and you'll be able to walk up to the front over here, which makes it a little bit of a hybrid between family-friendly and fishing. Now instead of having a cooler like you're going to see on a lot of center consoles fixed into the forward seating over here, you're going to see you have the option here for a seat that's going to actually just clip up just like that, and now you have room for somebody to sit in the front. And now just like that you have some nice forward facing bow seating, which could be really comfortable, really meant just for one person. I'm not that big and I wouldn't try to squeeze 2 people on here. So the first thing I noticed right off the bat, and I know Cobia must watch my walkthrough videos because of this feature they put in, they have above and beyond put in a little cabinet here, and I'm calling it your phone cabinet. You guys know, if you watch all my walkthroughs, you gotta have some place to store your phone. This is 2024, guys. We all have phones on the boats. I think it's really a safety thing because you want to have it quickly accessible in case there's an emergency, make a phone call, whatever you got to do. But they went above and beyond and put a little cabinet for that. So props to Cobia. Thank you guys for watching the walkthrough videos and incorporating this feature into the boat. But the rest of our Helm Station over here is going to be pretty basic, but it has all your needs. So you're going to have just some switches over here to toggle on your lights, your bilge pumps, all that kind of good stuff over there. We're going to have a single Garmin display. Obviously, there's going to be room for more electronics on this boat, but this is the one that they brought out to the boat show for us this year. Now, taking a look at the Helm seating, very important for your captains to be nice and comfortable on the day out there in the water. Now you can have your seat either in the back position, which is going to be perfect for standing up and driving, which is how I prefer to drive all the time here, but you can also go ahead and slide it down. Really nice and smooth action there. You hop up and now you can put your feet up here on the console, relax, drive, nice slow no wake zones. This is the perfect way to be driving the boat. Now, taking a look behind the Helm seating over here, like I like to call it, the tackle center of the boat, we're gonna have a lot of things going on here. So we're gonna have little cubbies over here to store whatever you'd like. We have cup holders. We're gonna have lots of storage over here, which is gonna be tackle storage, but also keeps the sandbar and family people in mind by having phone chargers and stuff included in here, which is a nice little feature. We're gonna have a little accessory holder for your pliers, knives, scissors, any of that kind of stuff. We're gonna have another pull-out tackle drawer over here, and we're gonna have a cooler that's gonna be on a sliding track. Pretty decent sized cooler. I would end up putting, no matter the day, probably all of my sandwiches, drinks, and all that kind of stuff in this cooler. We'd keep all the fish and probably some side hatches and stuff like that, but very nice to have it on a nice sliding system. Now, taking a look at the stern of the boat over here, we're gonna have a lot going on again. So right now it's in like ultimate fishing mode. So you can see this really wide beam of the boat and the length, the extra 5 inches that you got, really shows in the cockpit space. You have tons of space to walk around and not bump into one another. That can easily transform into more of a family-friendly environment, very simply by folding up this headrest right here. And a lot of manufacturers like to put these folding seats in, but a lot of them make them almost impossible to open. Cobia made theirs nice and easy here. You see, folds right down. I could have done that with one hand. Nice, big, they didn't skimp out with it. You have plenty of room to sit down. You can fit 2 people pretty comfortably. You have plenty of room to still talk to the people at the helm seat without shouting. Very nice, family-friendly feature to include on this 26 Cobia here. Just like so, with ease, like I said, you can fold that right away. You'll love to see it when they make it nice and easy to use these kind of features on the boat. Over here in the stern though, we are gonna have a little bit more fishing features, like this hatch that'll pop open. You got a cutting board. Take out the cutting board, you can fit a little bucket over there, or we want to throw some baits or anything in there. Perfect for that kind of stuff, chumming, all that kind of good stuff. Now over here at the transom of the boat, we're gonna have a big old swim platform, which is actually pretty nice. Like I said, family friendly and fishing boat, so that's gonna be nice to be able to walk around back here very comfortably. You can walk around, honestly, without tripping on hoses or anything, which is also really nice to see, because sometimes it could get a little sketchy back here in the transom of the boat. But this boat here at the boat show is going to be powered by twin Yamaha 200s with the electronic integrated steering, which I've personally used and absolutely love on these Yamaha outboards. This is going to have a max horsepower of 500 for this boat though, so you can put 250s on this boat if you like. You go a little fast. Now this boat really caught our attention at the boat show because it reminded us of our very own Edgewater center console over here, also 26 foot. From the previous Cobia model, they added 5 inches in length and 3 inches in the beam, which really made for a comfortable time walking around the boat. Very spacious, and they didn't try to cram too much into this boat, and it just felt very roomy for the size boat. So it was really, really nice, really great layout, and for honestly a pretty decent price. Before we jump into number 1 on our list, we have to mention our honorable mention, the one that just missed the list, and that is gonna be Bulls Bay 230 center console. Today we are at the Bulls Bay booth looking at their 23-foot center console over here. This is going to be the most affordable center console in the 23-foot range here at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. Come on aboard and take a look. Now the first thing that really caught my attention walking onto this 23 Bulls Bay is the size of this cockpit room. There is tons and tons of room to walk around back here, tons of fishing room, and we had a 23-foot center console back in the day, and I remember the number one thing we were looking for was cockpit space, because they cram so much stuff in the back of these boats where there's no place to walk around. And Bulls Bay did an excellent job by just leaving so much open space back here that you can walk around comfortably, fish, do whatever you got to do, and you're not going to be bumping into one another. So big props to Bulls Bay keeping this much cockpit space in the back of a 23-foot boat. To this day, I have not found a 23-foot center console with as much cockpit space as that Bulls Bay boat. I mean, it is unbelievable. Big props to them on making a really fishable 23-foot boat. But finally, the moment you guys have been waiting for, my number one favorite boat that I reviewed here in 2024 on my channel, and is going to be the Nautilus Star 222 OSL center console. Now we are at the Nautilus Star booth taking a look at their 222 OSL, which is an offshore center console here. Starting up in the bow of the boat, you could see something very unique over here, a little different shape, which actually something I've never really seen on center consoles before. Kind of molds your body into the front. So that's a very cool feature. You have two of those here up in the front. And just sitting down now, I can tell you the upholstery quality on this boat is actually pretty decent for the price range that we are in for this 22-foot center console. Very nice job here. Now we're gonna have our forward-facing seating here, which again is good upholstery quality, and you're gonna be able to flip it open here and check out the storage capabilities we have. I would personally load this down with ice, put our sandwiches, put our water bottles and everything like that for the day. We'll go ahead and close that up, and we are going to have an in-floor storage here as well. Now we're at the Helm Station of our 222 Nautilus Star center console here, one of my favorite places to be. You guys can see we have a very nicely equipped dash here with all of our switches, including our bilge, live wells, all that kind of stuff over here. We have a nice little half acrylic windshield, nice little area to throw any of our personal belongings up there. While we are at the Helm Station, I will let you guys know that this boat has a draft of 20 inches, which is a little bit more than that 21 Mako did, but it is still really good to be under 2 feet draft, just in case you run out that channel and accidentally run into some shallower water. Now, one thing that really did impress me when I first walked onto this Nautilus Star was the helm seat. Look how comfortable of a helm seat this looks. You get a full bench seat. It is super comfortable. You get a backrest. You get 4 rod holders equipped right behind it here. Now over here in the stern of the boat, we're going to have a fixed seating option. So at the beginning, I said this is the 222 OSL. So it's an offshore boat, and the L is going to be the fixed transom over here. Now we're going to take a look. We can pull the seats off. You guys can see we're going to have some storage underneath the middle seat, along with some storage underneath both the port and starboard side as well. Now the rep at Nautilus Star here did let me know that the other model that doesn't have the L would have a folding seat here instead of the whole entire fixed station over here, which if you guys are looking to do some fishing, that would be a great option because it'll give you a little bit more room in the cockpit over here. As a new boater, if you are looking to do your own maintenance, which I do definitely recommend, trying to get hands-on with your boat, bilge access is going to be really important. And that was a big priority here at Nautilus Star. Look at the size of this hatch you can open here on this 22-foot center console and take a look at that bilge access. We're going to be able to access our batteries nice and easily. We can see our bilge pumps, fuel filters, everything like that is going to be nice and easy to access over here. We even have our water tank. Guys, this is the kind of access you want to be working with, especially if you're just starting to get into doing your own boat maintenance yourself. We're going to have our Yamaha 200 outboard here, as well as a live well on the port side of the boat. Now this boat was just a very well-rounded boat. You had your fishing features, you had your comfort features, you had some innovative features like the seating up in front was really, really nice, and overall pretty good upholstery quality, really nice bilge access. Like I said, a very well-rounded boat, and for a really good price compared to a lot of the other manufacturers at these boat shows. So big props to Nautilus Star. The 222 OSL is an absolutely beautiful boat and my favorite boat that I've reviewed here in 2024. Thank you guys all so much for watching and sticking along with Livin Salty throughout this year. We have tons and tons of really big plans for next year, so make sure you guys stay tuned. We're gonna be going to a lot more boat shows and filming a lot more walkthroughs, so I hope you guys are ready for that. If you guys enjoyed today's wrap up, make sure you guys hit the like button. Let me know down in the comments below what your guys' favorite boat that I've covered this year, or some other boats you'd like to see me cover here in 2025. Make sure you guys subscribe so you're ready for all the awesome content we're about to create. Thank you again for watching. Until our next video, remember to keep living salty.